All right, so here's our next segment for the new item types. So I could not find this question, but the only thing that makes sense, it would be your choices would be are the same or are not the same. Because it's being rotated, the position of each vertex will change, so they are not the same. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry about any confusion. All right, let's look at this one. So you definitely need your calculator. So you've got the links given in different formats. It says which statements about the side links of the pentagon are true. All right, so it says you've got different choices here. So you need to start with converting them all to decimals. So let's do the square root of 325 first. So use your calculator. That's going to be approximately 18 point, we'll just put 0.03. And the next one, 18 and 3/5 as a decimal is going to be, I'm going to put that down here, 18.6. Then you have 17.99 is in decimal format. 18 and 5/12. You need to do 5 divided by 12 on the calculator, and that comes out to 0.416. So we'll just round that to 0.42, but you've got this 18, so it's 18.42. And then the square root of 290. So use your calculator, square root of 290, approximately 17.03. All right, let me make my screen a little bigger again. Well, maybe. Okay, here we go. So we're looking at our numbers here. It says select two correct answers. The shortest one is as a length of square root of 290. So let me put these, I'm going to write these. Well, you can look at them. These are all 18. This one's 17.99. This is 17.03. That is the shortest, so that is correct. It says the longest side has the length of 18 and 5/12. No, because this is 18.42 and this one is 18.6, so that's not it. Square root of 325 is greater. So here's 325. I'm just going to write it down here. So decimal, they're saying that that is greater than the 18 and 3/5. No, that is false. No. 17.99 is less than the square root of 290. That's not correct either. The next one's right. 18 3/5, which the decimal was 18.6, is greater than 18 and 5/12, which is 18.42. That one is correct. All right, the next one, so you've got a table of x and y values. It's a linear relationship. Create an equation in slope-intercept form that can be used to model the relationship. So remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So we're going to start with finding the slope. Because it's a linear relationship, you can take any 2 points and find the change in y over change in y over the change in x. So that goes from 4 to 11, so that is 7. And this goes from 2 to 5, so that's positive 3. So the slope is going to be 7/3. Now you have this part, it's going to be a little bit trickier. You can now use any point. I'm going to use the 2 and the 4, 2 comma 4. Let's remember x and y, and we plug them in to this equation. So y is 4, and then it's times the 2, and then we find out what b is from there. So, oops, I don't know why I put that line there. So go ahead, and we're going to multiply 7 over 3 times 2, put a 1 there, so it's 14/3 plus b. And then we're going to subtract the 14/3 from both sides. Now here's where it gets ugly too with our fractions. So if you remember, I'll put it up here at the top. So this is what we have, 4 minus 14/3. Now we have to change this 4 so it has a denominator of 3. So you can multiply this by 3 over 3. So it then becomes 12 over 3 minus 14 over 3. Remember, you cannot add or subtract fractions unless you have a common denominator. Now this is 12 minus 14, so it's going to be a negative 2/3. So it would be this one. Drag it over. All right, the scatter plot shows the number of practice shots a basketball team took during each practice and the number of free throws the team missed in the next game. So this is the practice shots. Here's the number of free throws missed. All right, so kind of, downward trend. So complete the sentences, describe the trend in the data. Choose the correct answer from each drop-down menu. The data shows as the number of practice shots taken increases, the number of free throws missed. So the choices are increases or decreases. So as the number of shots increase, it is a downward trend, so these decrease. All right, then it says this trend is hold on, I do have this one on what the choices are. So it's either strong or weak and positive or negative. So we have to decide, is it a strong correlation? If it was strong, these points would be really close together or closer together, and they're not very close together. So this is weak, but it is downward, so it would be negative instead of positive. Don't overthink these things. So a student took 32 minutes to complete a 20-question history test. So this time is our X, and then the number of questions is our Y. Choose 2 points that lie on the line with the slope that best represents the number of questions per minute. All right, so time was 32 over 20. So we've got some choices here with 5, 8. So you could simplify this if we divide both of these by, this could be simplified to 8 over, because you divide by 4, 8 over 5. So remember that's y over x. So that what that represents is 5, 8. This is just one way to do it. So yes, that works right here, this one. So then the next one is that wouldn't work. I mean, it's going to go up. So would it be this one or this one? So this one shows 10 and 16, which that's definitely it, because if you look at 32 over 20, that could be simplified as 16 over 10. So that point would be represented as 10, 16. And so when you select these, the program will connect those dots for you and make that line. You don't have to do that. Once you select the points, it should draw the line. Or maybe that's all you have to do. I don't know. All right, next question. Malika is making lemonade to sell at a school fundraiser. She purchased a new lemon squeezer for $9. The cost of the ingredients for each serving of lemonade is $1.50. She will be selling each serving of lemonade for $2.25. Write an inequality that represents the minimum number of servings Malika must sell for the money from her sales to exceed the total cost for making the lemonade. Okay, so let's see that this here is the cost of the lemon squeezer. So that's going to be just the plus 9. And the cost for the ingredients, this whole side here is cost. All right, and this is the money that she makes, her sales. She wants the sales to exceed the cost. So the cost of the ingredients is $1.50 per serving. So you put that as 150x. So that's what goes here. And you have to make sure you use the keypad. You put the decimal, this and this. The X is already there. And then over here, she's going to sell it for $2.25 a serving. Keisha sells hats for $10.50 each and scarves for $12.75 each. Write an equation that represents the cost, the total cost of H hats and 6 scarves. So total cost is equal to each hat is $10.50 and each scarf is $12.75. Oh, so nope. So that one, we know that she gets 6 scarves. So we actually need to multiply the $12.75 by 6 to complete the equation correctly. So 12.75 times 6 is $76.50. Now it is money, so make sure you put the 76.50. So C is equal to 10.50H plus 76.50. All right, and you have your C, and then put the numbers in, decimal 50, and then the H. Then you have to put the plus sign, then the 76, the decimal 50. All right, should have time for one more. Mr. Jenkins deposits $1,250 into an account that earns 4.25% in simple interest annually. He made no additional deposits or withdrawals. What will be the balance in his account in dollars and cents at the end of 4 years? Okay, simple interest is principal times rate times time. So first we have to find the interest. This is the principal, $12.50. The rate has to be written as a decimal, so 4.25% is 0.0425. And then the time is 4 years. All right, that's only going to give us the interest. So let's use our calculators and calculate that real quick. 1250 times 0.0425 times 4. The interest earned is going to be $212.50. Now it asks what the balance is after the 4 years. So you have to take the principal and add that to you have to add the interest, oops, $212.50. So add those together. All right, so use your calculator. I'm just going to jot it up here real quick. And then make sure you enter the answer correctly. 1462 and then 50. All right, that's it for this one. We will continue with a few more.